Hey everybody, it's Cameron back with a sales update video for the month of March. As you can see, I do have the webcam going now. I know a lot of people prefer that, so I figured I'd try it. Unfortunately, yesterday I got super sunburned at the park for a party for our church, so I look pretty red now. Usually I don't look like a lobster, but today you'll have to bear with me. I haven't done a video in a long time, and I do apologize. I have been garage selling. I have been selling a ton on eBay, but it's just been super busy and I haven't found time to do it. So I figured I'd make this sales update video for March, and it looks like tomorrow will be the first day of May, so we'll have to make one for April as well. This month's been really good, or March was really good, April was really good as well. As you can see in the first page here, sales were $3,400 for the month of March, which I usually try to get 3,000. So honestly, that's really good to be at that point. And I'm over the goal that I have now. February and January I didn't make the goal, so that's okay. But to be a bit over, that's pretty nice to see. There's a couple of sales that you'll see in here that were a little bit crazy, that kind of pushed me over. They're real home runs, but stuff that you don't always find that often. So I'll go ahead and show you guys that. Let's jump into the first set here. Starting off the month, sold a corner punch. It is from a little lot I bought from Goodwill. I paid 30 bucks for a bunch of craft punches and stuff. This one is one of the last ones I have left. I've probably already made $80 or $90 off it, and then got $10 on this one. A Sony Handycam for 80 bucks. Paid 5. Tested and it worked, got good feedback. The Handycams have been kind of getting me a little bit. I've had 2 returns so far, and I'm saying that they didn't work perfectly. Some kind of error would come up when you're doing a certain thing. So I'm not sure what I want to do about that. Sometimes selling them for parts you can do pretty well though. But 80 bucks on that. That one worked out. Harry Potter First American Edition. You can sell the Harry Potter set for like 70 bucks, I think, if you have all the books. But I've been selling just the Sorcerer's Stone for 30. And then I also just sold the Prisoner of Azkaban for 18 the other day by itself. So I've been making a little bit more money parting them out that way. A little Nerf tactical little light red dot light goes on top of a Nerf gun. The accessories for the Nerf gun sometimes do pretty well. I used to get like 13 bucks for these, but now you only get 9. Still not too bad. I had paid $1 for these verbatim DVD recordable DVDs. Paid $1, sold them for 18, so that was pretty good. These were given to me, these Hunger Games books, and you can see a different background here. One thing I incorporated in the month of March was, well, and February, was a new background. It's a white, like, project board you would use for like a science project or something or whatever. I'm using some of those and then a different lighting setup to do it. Now, this was one of my first ones, so it's not perfect, and you'll see some of the pictures are not perfect yet, but I am trying to adjust it to make it work. But these were free books. The Hunger Games had a little bit of wear on the corners and stuff, but they ended up selling for 12 bucks, so that's pretty good. Street Fighter. This was a game that I bought. I bought a bunch of games from a guy and didn't even know this was in there. He didn't even mention it, but I sold just the disc for 22 bucks. Pretty cool. Moving on to the next one here. 2 old Super Nintendos did not work, had stuff loose inside, and I couldn't get them to play any games. Sold those for 55. Cool. They call it a Sierra skirt. Not sure what that means, but I paid $3 for 4 of these. They were brand new from somebody who had got them on clearance or something, and then I ended up selling them for 18 a piece. So this is one of the last ones, I think. This is one of my big sales. This is Rob the Robot for the NES. It was complete in the box. I had bought this a long time ago for my own personal collection for 80 bucks, and it was just time to get rid of it. I've gotten rid of most of the other stuff. I don't really collect anymore. Sold it for the full asking price of $280. Shipped it out for 13 bucks or something because it was going so close, and got good feedback. So that was awesome. Another Bible here. These are the big family ones. I did well on these ones in the past, but they've really not been selling well, all the way down to 14 bucks to get a sale. Probably won't pick any more up. It costs about 4 bucks to ship them, 5 bucks. So you can see not a whole lot of profit. One of my favorite video games to sell, Game Boy Advance SPs. This is a blue one. It had scratches everywhere on it. It did work. I threw a junky game with it and a charger and got 40 bucks, so pretty cool. 5 PS3 games they had. Again, just nothing real cool. Just had them lying around from buying video games over time. Sold those for 17. Had this PS2 in the box. I don't know what I paid. 10, 15 for it. Sold it for 75. So that was pretty good. Some math manipulative, like little bears that you can count different sizes. They came out of a lot I bought from a teacher and ended up selling those for $27, and they went in a padded flat rate, so that was good. One of the best games that I've seemed to find a lot that's pretty rare, Test Drive Eve of Destruction. This one for the Xbox. I've sold it for the PS2 a couple times, and I just recently purchased it about 3 days ago again for the PS2. Sold that for 32, so pretty good deal. Super Monkey Ball for the Wii, $7. Just happy to get rid of it. Not a game really worth picking up, but if you get it in a lot, you can get 7. I had done a bunch of scrub stuff over time, and this was some leftover stuff I had. I finally sold it for $10. I think it cost $5 to ship it, so we really didn't make anything. Gooseberry Patch books, I had paid $5 for all of them. Sold them for 27. They're different cookbooks, so they're spiral bound, but that was pretty good. Nintendo 64 transfer pack, and you can see a little better picture with the white background. $12 for that. Another one here, $13 game. I had paid $3 for that GameCube game. Wii Sports Resort sold for 15. This is Orange Box. I never even knew this was sold. I had this lying around in my stuff. Was gonna just put it with the big lot, but from Lonnie, I think he told me. Well, I watched his video and he showed that it sold, and it does sell pretty well. So $15. Speedo. Thought this was pretty cool. Paid 50 cents, I think, maybe $1 for it. Ended up selling it for 14. It's old swim trunks. They're pretty short, so if you wear them, they're going to ride a little high on you, but someone wanted them from Florida, so that was pretty cool. This was a Patriots jersey. I had paid $10 for this, and it had some stains on it, but it was the sewn on letters and everything, so numbers. Sold that for $38, so that was pretty good, and that was with the new background. And I like doing kind of like the chest upward, not doing the whole thing. I think it just looks a little better than the whole picture. So I've been trying some different things though. Cupcake Diaries, bought these for 50-something cents a piece at Goodwill. 21 of them, sold them for $60. So that was awesome. An old Olympics hat, probably would have gone for a little bit more, but it was really stained and beat up, so I got $7. Here is bought this for $10 at Goodwill, a polo, brand new with tags. Not even, it was a size large, so not even a big size, but got $35. Cool little game here. Went to a garage or offer up finding, and they had some Xbox games. I only wanted 2 of them. Picked up this one, another one for $10, and sold this one for 30. So that was cool. This is a Dunkel Bros trucker shirt. It is I just kind of have the graphic there, but it's actually cut off sleeves, and I don't know if that was done by the maker or by the person who bought it, but it's just like a moving and trucking business. I saw someone on one of the Facebook groups I'm in sell some of these trucker shirts and got really good money. They were, pretty rare. I had picked up this one and I sold it for $30. So I had paid 60-something cents at Salvation Army, so that was awesome. The South African Springboks rugby shirt. I had paid $4 or $5. Someone offered me 18. They needed it for a project for school. Not sure what project was, but they needed it by like the next Monday, and it was a Thursday. They lived pretty close. We agreed. I shipped it to them, and that worked out pretty well. PS2 game, Tekken 4. Not a whole lot there, but sold it. Bunch of Dreamcast. I didn't have the power cords for them. They're just stuff I've acquired over time. I don't know if they worked. They were really yellowed, and this one was real beat up on the inside, so sold those for $45. Happy to get rid of them. Some Game Boy games, $24 for 2 Super Mario ones. Pretty good. Post office patch for $6. So nothing wrong there. A Champion water sprinkler. Paid $6, sold it for $37. Just one stayed over, so it shipped really quick. And I got educated a lot by the guy who bought it. He asked me a whole bunch of questions about it and to look at stuff, and it was pretty helpful. And he kind of told me a little bit, and I think it'll help me actually going forward if I find this again, or how to know how to test them and stuff like that. So that was awesome. A Bible here. This one's real beat up. I got $10. Nintendo 64 transfer pack, $14. A Wilton frog cake pan. This frog one does pretty well. Some of the other ones don't do that well, but this frog one is pretty good. Sold that for 25. Four Forgotten Realms books. These are the collector's edition one, the larger ones. Paid $1 each, sold them for 30. The Photographic History of the Civil War. There's actually 10 volumes. I only had 9, and these are real beat up. I had paid 36 bucks, sold them for 90. Thought I'd get a little bit more, but they ended up going on sale and someone bought them. So didn't lose any money, but would have liked to do a little better. This is something I bought a long time ago, 5 bucks. Didn't know really what it was. It was sealed, and finally sold it for 25, and it shipped priority padded, so that was pretty good. Here's some of the new photos. This one, a GameCube for 63 bucks. Happy to get rid of it. A Logitech cordless. This goes to a PlayStation 2 controller. It's the receiver. I just found this by itself for 50 cents. Sold it for 15. You should look out for these Washington Forge Mardi Gras flatware pieces. I had 2 of them. I bought them in a bag of stuff. I sold just the 2 for 8. Usually, if you have a whole set, you can get anywhere from 30 to 60 bucks for a set of these. So pretty good. Crash Bandicoot, 17 bucks. An old picture that I have here, Lakers practice shooting kind of jersey. Sold that for 20 bucks, I think. I had paid 4, so I made some money on it, but it took a long time to sell. A 3XL golf shirt, Cutter and Buck, not a brand I usually buy for used items, but because it was so large, got 16 bucks. These were some of those stamps that from that craft lot I bought, got 14 bucks. Donald Trump ties, if you're not picking them up, whether you like them or not, they sell really well. 20 bucks for a tie, and there was a stain in here somewhere, but it was a nice pattern. Got 20 bucks. Pac-Man World 2, $7, $8 for these books, not a whole lot. $11 for this bar mat, not a whole lot there. But Super Smash Brothers, 55 bucks. I bought this and another Super Smash for GameCube, paid 50 for the pair. So ended up paying about 25 each, and we made about 40 bucks after fees. So pretty good. FootJoy shirt I bought, paid 3 bucks, sold it for 18. Another brand new with tag shirt, paid $10. It's a medium even, so not even a big size, but still got 30. This Sony Handycam sold for 115, but it got returned. Real bummer. So there was an error. Had to pay the return shipping, which was like 12 bucks or something, so we were out like 30 something dollars, including what I had paid, but then I ended up selling it for parts for 40, so we kind of made some of our money back. We still might be in the hole a few dollars, but I'm not sure what I want to do with these. Should I just sell them for parts off the bat? There's just too many functions to really test on them. You don't always have a tape available. You know, part of me says, well, I could just sell them, test them basically, see if the basic functions work, hope to get lucky there's no issues, and if there's a return, deal with it and sell for parts, or you could start just by selling it for parts. So the good thing is you can sell it, if it is working, I mean, you can get $115 for an old electronic piece, and if it's used, you get 40 bucks. So, and there's other ones that are even not used, I should say, for parts only go for 40, but there's other ones that only go for 20 bucks if they're for parts. So, you know, I gotta look into it and see what I want to do, because I did get a couple of returns on this one and one a couple months back. Let's see what else we got here. Some more books that sold, $7 for these 3. Not a whole lot, just trying to run off the last bit of books I had bought. Kingdom Hearts always sells for 10 bucks for me. Happy with that. A Volkswagen Beetle service manual, 30 bucks, paid 4 from Goodwill. My wife had found this book at her store. Someone had left it and they didn't come pick it back up, so 14 bucks. Korn Follow the Leader concert tour shirt. Pretty good shirt. I got 13 bucks for it. I had paid $1, so I mean, it's pretty good turnaround. The guy was so weird. He asked me so many questions about it, and then he bought it on like a Saturday at like 2 o'clock, and he's like, are you going to ship it out today? And I was like, it's already 2 o'clock on Saturday, dude. And then he's like, well, what about Sunday? And I'm like, they don't do the mail on Sunday. So I had to kind of educate him a little bit on that. And then he did give me good feedback, though, but he seemed to not really understand how things work. I had bought a bunch of video games for 120 bucks, and this is where we're going to start to see those. $20 for Donkey Kong. All these sold within a day. $40 for Mario Kart with the damaged label. $24 for GoldenEye. $30 for Mario Party 7. $8 for this remote. This is something cool that sold. One thing I've been trying to do is really increase my sales, get a couple of the $100 plus sales. I don't have them enough, and I want to do better with that. This was a Sea of Thieves. It's from Comic-Con 2016. I paid $1 for it at Salvation Army. None were listed. I listed it for $100. It shipped global shipping program to the UK, I believe. So $1 into 100. It might have been worth more. I'm not sure. There were none on there, and I thought there was some Sea of Thieves things that were selling that looked like they were going for $20. So I listed mine at 100, thinking I was high and might take an offer, but person paid full price. More games though, $48 for Mario Party 2. An old game here, FIFA World Cup. Finally been selling these Moen pieces. I sold this one for 30. It shipped locally, and we got good feedback on it, so that was awesome. I had paid $3.50 for each of them, I think, something like that. More games. This was funny. This thing sold. You can see when it sold here. It was at $3.44. Person canceled the order right away. I relisted it, and then it sold right away. Within like 2 hours, it sold again for 20. So that's only one sale, but 20. So that was pretty cool. Also picked up this Lego set. It was sealed, paid $3, and sold it for 27. It was a small set. It was not that big, but the Dino Lego sets do pretty well. Some more punches from that lot, $20 for those. P90X. Really, you shouldn't sell this if it's up too long and they find you. Beachbody can like give you a Vero violation, so I didn't put Beachbody in my listing, but technically you really shouldn't sell this at all. But it does sell well, $44, paid 10. More games from that lot, NFL Blitz, which got returned. I just ended up refunding the guy. He said it didn't work. I think he's a liar because I tested it and it did work. I wasn't going to deal with that. And then Mickey Speedway for 10. Some books here, paid I think $3, sold them for 14, so that was pretty cool. Cruising USA, also from that lot, $11. 64 transfer pack, $14. These reheater things, I bought these, a whole bag of them for $1. They're the packs for your neck and shoulders and stuff. You heat them up and it helps. They're all new. I've sold 2 sets so far, but sold 2 for $14.99, so that was pretty good. They ship in a flat rate envelope. Nike golf shirt, I usually get 15 for these if they're a size large or smaller. You can get a little more if you wait, but I don't really want to deal with that, so $15. Corn, family value, so this one for $17, this shirt. Pretty awesome, only paid $1. Vector Man, this one was also, I ended up refunding the guy. He said it didn't work. He had some bad feedback he left for other people. He didn't give me bad feedback, but he seemed to be a problem child, so that's fine. Lost whatever, a couple dollars. This is a little Russ Snuggle, the fabric softener bear. I picked this up for probably $1 or $2, and I sold it for 18. Sold within 2 days or something. A set of Dyson attachments. These go to a vacuum. I paid $2 and sold them for $40.49. Super Mario Advance for $11.69. This squeeze denim overall type thing. It's forgot what size medium, and paid $3. Sold it for almost 20. A broken 360, no hard drive. Sold it for $23.39. I ship them in a medium flat rate. Don't make a whole lot there, but you know, I was just trying to get rid of some stuff. And the other Patriots jersey, Aaron Hernandez, who everyone probably knows what happened recently with him, so kind of crazy, but his jersey does still sell, and it probably sells more now after all that happened. So $10. It had a bunch of stains on it. Sold it for $34.19. NFL Street. This game was returned. It was so funny. The guy just said he didn't like the game. What do I do? A return? I said sure. He was really nice about it. I have a 20% restocking fee, which recovers me the shipping that I initially paid, and he paid for the return shipping. So I really wasn't out anything, and then I've already relisted it, so I'm okay with that. If a situation happens that and there is some kind of buyer's remorse, or you know the person just doesn't like what they got, with the restocking fee, it does kind of help recover some of that loss that you have. And if the person's real nice about it, they're not complaining that the item sucks or why would you sell them a piece of junk or something. I'm going to be more understanding and willing that, you know, they just made a mistake, and, you know, it's better for everybody just to accept that. So, Bob Mackey, he makes kind of weird shirts and stuff. This was a little Cats Moonlight, they call it shirt, paid $2, sold it for 15. Warriors for the Xbox sells for 9, but the Warriors for the PS2 sells for like 20 something. So if you find Warriors for PS2, pick it up. Another shirt. This was a brand new one. Paid $5 for this. It was on. It wasn't even marked up at the place. Sold it for 27. That was awesome. Paid $1 for these FootJoy, brand new, or $2 for these FootJoy for the women's shoes. I think it cost $10 to ship them, but sold them for 29. This is awesome right here. It did not sell for $242.99. Bought a set of Cutco knives. It was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Didn't even go garage. I'd already been done. Had to do some errands and happened to see a sale I didn't see earlier that morning. Drove over there, and from the car I could see the Cutco knife block on the table. Walked up, asked him how much. He said $8 for the whole block. Bought a couple other things, ended up paying 10. There's only 6 knives there. One of them, the second one here, it's not the greatest picture, but the second one here has got a broken tip. But Cutco knives have a lifetime warranty, so if you do pick them up, that's something to keep in mind. But spent 10 and listed it for, I had $269. I had $299, and then I dropped it to $269, and then I got a best offer of $200, and I took it. I had an offer of $225, but then the person wanted more pictures, and then ended up saying, well, I can't pay for like a week or something. So I was like, well, just offer me when you're ready. Someone else about a week later offered me $200, and I took it. So that was awesome for an $8 buy, and I still have the block, which I'm trying to sell. 60 N64 Transfer Pack 14. Club Penguin, just a game I had lying around. I got $629. Double Dragon 809. A lot of that was from sales stuff. This is a Game Boy Advance SP. There's no Game Boy here. It's just a box and all the inserts. $18. So if you see a box for a Game Boy or an older video game system, sometimes the box can sell. Clue Master Detective paid $2. Sold it for 45. The box was beat up. Here at the corner, I ended up going on the inside of the box and using some tape, and I taped just to kind of make it more sturdy. Sold it for 45, and I did like the picture. It turned out a lot better than what I had like down here. So that's the new background. Magic Treehouse books, $22.49. I used to pick these up, pay 50 cents, and sell them. Now you really probably don't want to do that. You probably want to pay only a quarter for them if you're going to sell them. Don't make enough. Radio Shack receiver or scanner, paid I think $5 for it. I got it returned once. Guy said he just didn't like it. Sold it again for $40.49. So that was good. Another Moen one. I didn't even crop the picture here, but got $36. And as you can see, the best sale of the month here, a G.I. Joe Hasbro lot. Did it with bids. Paid $5 for this bag of stuff at the Salvation Army. Had no idea really what it was. Couldn't really get a good look inside the bag, like just to get the years and who made the different figures. Put in a big lot. Sold it for $385.75. Shipped for about $10 to the person. Got good feedback. Awesome sale right there. My guess is there were probably some figures in here that were probably the villains or the bad guys that are a little bit more valuable or harder to find. The basic ones, or usually the good guys, aren't the ones that are worth a lot of money. It's usually villains and stuff that are harder to come by. So, but for $5, the guy said he even would have paid more. So kind of a little disheartening there that I could have gotten more for it, but the bids weren't there. But you got to be happy. $5 into $385. It's probably the best $5 I ever spent. So that was awesome. And then an American Eagle pair of jeans, paid $2 for these. Sold them for 20. And then I think we're almost done here. Oh yeah, this Shure wireless. It's for like a speaker or whatever. You would, if you wanted to talk or doing some kind of public speaking, you would have this, and it's a little mic you could speak into, and it goes to a receiver, whoever's handling the kind of electrical stuff, and then it would transmit through whatever system you have. This was in a box of wires, like power cords to computers and Ethernet cords. Found this in there, knew it was valuable by the name, unraveled it all, and then I also picked up a webcam in there, and I asked how much. He said $1 for both. Couldn't test this one. I powered it up and it worked. Sold it for $90 the first day I listed it, and the guy gave me good feedback. So basically 50 cents into 90. That's awesome. Bible here, study Bible. This one's one of the good ones. Sold it for 25. And then I got a Koi scrub here. Koi is a good brand to look for. $13 for this one used. It was a size 2X, so that helped. And then lastly, Jerry Garcia ties. I don't know how many there were, 9 of them, I guess. I want to say I paid 20 bucks for all of them, something like that, maybe 21. Ended up selling them for 65. So that's everything, guys. I hope you liked the video. I know it's a little different with my face here, so hopefully that wasn't too much of a deterrent. If you have any questions, please let me know. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm not sure if I want to keep doing haul videos. If people really like them, definitely let me know or give me a little comment about it. I might just stick with the sales updates if people prefer that. So hope you guys have a good day. Take care.